Hello, old soul. What I'm going to talk to you about today is a little strange. Is there something like a star family? Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Lately, I've been super interested in the moon cycles and, driving to my local. I'm near the water. So we drive to the pier, looking over the water, seeing the boats pass. And, one night it was cold. Came out of the car, stood in the thing. I stood by the pier, looked over, and I saw the beautiful water and the cascading sky. And I kind of looked up and I saw the clouds and the stars. And I just felt like transported. It was a little terrifying. So I said, all right, wrap this up, get in the car, go back in the house, let's relax. Um, Nothing to see here. But ever since then, I've felt this desire to kind of look at the sky. Like half moon, it's a quarter moon, it's a crescent moon, it's a new moon. And I feel this affinity towards the stars, the sky. And you know how people always talk about how they want to meditate and they need like a moment, they need to have sound, or they need to be around rushing water. Like literally, when I look at it, I can just sit there and stare at it for a good period of time. I haven't tried hours because I'm still a little nervous about why do I have this affinity towards it? Um, I felt drawn to do the video to talk about it just because why not? It's my channel. Could do what the hell ever I want to do with my channel. It's been focused on self-expression and um, getting to know yourself better, and this philosophy that personal free being your full authentic self is the fullest freedom you'll ever have on this earth, because everything else can be taken away. But if you're fully yourself, you're really free in the truest sense of the word. But I also feel that there's a level of spirituality, a level of being connected to the universe that's also freeing. And I guess this video is is anyone else feeling this, or am I the only one? Am I crazy? Don't answer that. And you know, I want the channel to talk. All right, let's get a little personal. So I've done a couple different channels uh, over many years, not anything serious, and it was political, it was religious, and I tried different things, and the idea was I want to have a channel, and I want it to be successful, and I want to just do it. And no matter what the topic I chose, after a period of time, I was like, yeah, I've had enough of that. So when I did this, the idea is yes, I want to focus on these things because to me, honestly, in the deepest depth of my heart, this is the most important thing that I can think of that I can share with you over my many years that I struggled with and that kind of put a damper on my life. But I also didn't want to limit myself and say, well, I'm only going to do this and I'm going to force myself to only talk about this and the videos are all going to be about this. The hope is that you vibe with me. You realize I'm someone who doesn't have all the answers, even though I think I do half the time. And it is an open communication, even though you're not able to talk back to me. You can communicate with comments, you can email me, you can message me. Um, I am growing. I'm light years different than I was the beginning of last year. I still believe strongly about the things that I believe. I've been a very steady force. A lot of people kind of know where I stand on things, but I'm also changing. In like something like this, I would have probably been like, all right, keep quiet about this. But now I'm like, I'm changing, and I think the best thing that I can do for you is to show that transformation. So, a brief history, keep this short. I know I don't want to bore anybody, but pretty good childhood, pretty good grades, went to college, had pretty good grades there, had some deaths in the family, discovered my Jamaican roots, which I never really lost, but I was really like a nerdy kid. Um, 20s was spent kind of making up for the last years. But I was still steady at work, still progressing in my job. Got a child in early 30s. Went through the travails of life, and now I'm kind of re. Oh, and had a decade plus in a church, very religious, very focused. Loved my church family and the people that were there. And now I'm kind of in a in between place, which I guess is very personal. And as I'm keeping a lot of the things that I've done, obviously, because it wasn't all pointless or meaningless. But at this point, where I'm going to be in 10 years, I don't know. What of the things that I believed do I still believe in? I'm questioning that every single day. And I'm kind of opening myself up to say, okay, even though I believed this 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago, I'm not held to that anymore. I'm no longer going to be the glowing flame that people knew in the past. And so if I do something contrary to that, somehow they can be like, gotcha, you're acting fake. No, I'm completely new. A lot of the things that I went through with social programming, um, parental, familial pressure, doing what I thought was right, and I'm kind of at the stage in my life where that don't really matter. And as I grow, I try to impart that onto you. I've grown a lot, but we never stop growing. We never stop identifying who we are, and that's why this topic so excites and intrigues my mind. But if something like this happens, where I'm kind of feeling this affinity to the stars, and I'm not talking about, oh, I want to get a telescope. I'm talking about, like, literally, I'm staring at it and I'm like, this is not my home. This is where I should be. Wow, I never saw that star before. It's so fascinating. It's so funny because I moved out of the city several years ago, and I've never really never realized that I can see the stars better. And as I'm talking to you, I'm looking out at the sky right now. It's fascinating to me. Is any of this resonating with you in terms of personal growth, transformation, being different than you were? Not because you were upset with where you were, but because you want to be more authentically yourself. And weirdly, are you one of those star people? And I've watched a couple videos, so I know there's like, I have some inkling of the people who think that they're like, oh, was it Arcturian and these different names for people who are come from the stars. Don't know what I feel about it. I'm not, like I said, I'm open to everything at this point because I want to really expand the limitations that I've placed upon myself. But are you one of those star people? Are you one of those people who are like me in the beginning stages? I don't need someone coming in who's been in it for 20 years talking about, of course, this is how it works. Like, in the beginning stages, who's like, I never realized how beautiful the night sky was. I feel at peace when I look at it. I feel a sense of meditation come over me, and I feel an affinity towards it. Not Elon Musk, not getting on a spaceship to go up there, but like, I really feel an affinity. Guess what? I'm doing this because I have I'm doing this because I love it. I'm doing it because I want to meds with you guys. So if it's something that you're not interested, the views are going to tell me. If it's something you're interested in, I'll do more of it. But I would love to know if there's people out there who are have an affinity, who are going through something similar. I'll do more videos. Um, but if at the very minimum, be yourself. Don't don't give two fucks. Be yourself. That is the number one priority. If you make that the foundation of your life, you're gonna live a great life.